This story is horrifying on so many levels. First of all, minors. Second of all, scream masks.
Yeah.
I have so many questions, and I don't even think I want the answer.
Welcome back to TMZ Verified. I'm Steph, and today Wild is out, but we have Chantal, who's our social media guru in the office.
Hello.
Hi, thanks for joining us. Today we have incredible stories for you. One of them being the very popular Gangbang teacher that used, let's just say, horrific, haunted tactics to lure her students into some crazy behavior. Next story we have is Sweeney and her husband deleting some things on Instagram. We'll tell you about it. And lastly, the viral mugshot girl, she was arrested again, a second time. So, the biggest story around right now is the teacher accused of gangbang with her junior high students, all wearing scream masks.
Crazy story.
Brittany Fortenberry, a teacher from Indiana, is facing a series of child sex abuse charges, and she allegedly had a very specific sexual fantasy about them all wearing scream masks while they did the gangbang. The 31-year-old former teacher is facing a bunch of charges: sexual molestation, sexual misconduct with a minor, and dissemination of matter harmful to minors and more for allegedly sexually abusing the children. A new court document goes into details about the alleged sexual activity, including that not only was it described as a gangbang, but one of the 13-year-olds who's named in the document told a police officer that the teacher, Brittany, picked him up and two of his friends and bought them $100 worth of clothes before taking them back to her house. It doesn't stop there. The boys say they believe the teacher called their parents to get approval if they could stay the night. And before giving them a dose of magic mushrooms, she asked if they could gangbang her. Now, you'd probably think this is a crazy, crazy story already. It gets worse. They accepted, and then Brittany had one condition, that the three kids wear scream masks during the gangbang. The alleged gangbang is said to have gone 2 hours long. And it's worth noting that several individuals say that Brittany befriended the parents and has a son that is also their age, which I think is the worst part of the story.
Well, because
by far,
as a parent, you're like, oh, he's just going for a sleepover at his friend's house.
So the connections are far than just I'm your teacher. It's I have a son your age. The gangbang, all of it is crazy. She's currently in Morgan County Jail, and we've reached out to her attorney for comment, but so far no word back.
This story is horrifying on so many levels. There's so many psychological levels to it where I'm first of all, minors. Second of all, scream masks.
Yeah.
I have so many questions, and I don't even think I want the answer. I was just horrified.
I was thinking the same thing because honestly, if I sat with her right now, I'd be I don't want to know what your brain was thinking. Truly, this is obviously a very sick individual, but the fact that they're in junior high, she was their teacher, so there's that abuse of power. And then she had a son that is their age is crazy.
And using that as an in, too, where it's she fully is out here saying oh, yeah, the boys are just going to come over for a sleepover. They're going to play video games. It's going to be a fun time. How does anyone in their right mind, and I guess she's not fully in her right mind, but how does anyone equate those two things as being okay? It's just, to me, was such a disgusting story. And did her husband file for divorce after this all happened, too?
Yes.
I mean, I would be worried if he hadn't, I guess.
But does he not, imagine being in your house, okay? You're married, okay? And your husband is a teacher, brings over his kid. You'd be what's going on here?
Yeah, how would you not know that was happening?
Unless he was, gone.
Yeah, I wonder if did he have also charges against him, or was he somehow involved where it was he knew of things but didn't actually do them? But regardless, how do you only file for divorce or not put a stop to it?
I don't know.
Because it happened, I'm assuming, over time, right? It's not it was just one night these guys are coming over. This must have been a thing she planned, with the scream masks, with the building the relationships.
The weird thing too is if you look at her photos on the website, she's very even promiscuous in those photos. I don't even want to know what she was doing in the classroom if this is what she's doing at home. It's with them, what kind of conversations was she leaning over their desk, saying inappropriate things, the build up to this, or was it a random, she was normal and then said, come over for a sleepover, and then did this, gave them the drugs, and then,
was this is going to happen.
It'll be interesting to see how this how this all more details.
unfolds,
Yeah, how it unfolds. Like, this is crazy to me.
We hope this individual gets psychiatric help and that this doesn't happen to anybody
and
else.
These kids, like being 14 and like having that happen to you, and like it's very bizarre.
Okay. So moving on to our next story.
Can't wait.
Celebrity breakup speculation. So this specifically involves Sydney Sweeney and her fiance, Jonathan Davino. So what happened this week is eagle-eyed fans noticed that Sydney deleted a picture of her and Jonathan kissing from her like 2024 IG gallery roundup.
Mm-hmm.
So that in and of itself was like, if you're still with a person, you know, would you delete a photo of you kissing, especially if it's your fiance? Like deleting the whole gallery, sure, just that photo, maybe not. But there's context. So these breakup rumors have been going on for a while, and they actually do date back to a couple years ago. So for context, Sydney and Jonathan have been together since 2018, or they sparked, you know, relationship rumors back then. They got engaged in 2022. 2023, there was all these cheating rumors that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney, who starred together in Anyone But You, you know, they were rumored to have had an affair because of all their like flirty content behind the scenes, of all their press tours.
We were talking this morning, me and Chantal, and the fact that like Glenn Powell's girlfriend like broke things off because of the Sydney Sweeney thing, the video of her like leaning over the couch, like all of that stuff could definitely, I mean, it must have affected like her husband.
But you know what the tea is? Her husband, so 50/50 Productions is Sydney's production company, and her husband is a producing partner with the company. And both of them were co-producers on Anyone But You. So her husband was on set. Like, so it's
I know, but I'm saying like it must have like psychological, like later. Yeah, like if the girlfriend's breaking up with Glenn Powell and then now she's deleting IG pictures, let's say they're not together. We don't know. Nothing's confirmed, but let's say they're not together. Clearly, like the press of the movie got to
the
both
seeds
couples.
were planted.
Yes.
But it's interesting because he like financially benefited from the movie and like culturally as well. Like it sort of plunged the production into like onto new heights.
But how sad is that too? Like Glenn Powell and his girlfriend are now done, and let's say these two are done because she deleted the photo. 2 marriages ruined. I mean, 2 like
relationships, long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Well, you know, so we've been actually following this like a little eagle-eyed in the last month. So there's like a timeline. I'll quickly talk you through it. But basically, end of Feb, around the 21st, TMZ reported that Sydney and Jonathan had delayed their wedding. They were supposed to get married in May. That got delayed. The reasons are pretty vague, but it's like, oh, they're both too busy. They have lots of projects coming up. Like, okay, if it's supposed to get married in like 3 months, that's a little strange. But, you know, contractually, maybe that was an issue. March 11, we reported that Sydney had been staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel since around the middle of February, and Jonathan Davino was not part of that extended stay, and she was seen with girlfriends and all of that. She then went to Paris Fashion Week without him. And around the same time, around March 12th, Jonathan was spotted talking to contractors outside of Sydney's LA mansion while she was in Paris for Paris Fashion Week. And he didn't join her, from what we know. He didn't like then fly over to Paris. Again, I don't personally text Sydney. Maybe they did see each other and they're feeding into speculation, but the thing that really sort of tied a bow on all the speculation is on March 22nd, she posted that she went on a safari, or around that time, she posted that she went on a safari with her girlfriends. He wasn't there. And it was a lot of like posting like, I'm one with nature content. And then she posted a gallery with the caption, only up from here. So it's kind of giving like post-breakup, I'm living my best life with my girlfriends.
Come on, girls, let's go on a safari.
So that's why it's like, and then after that, people noticed that she deleted.
Yeah, it's giving for sure not together anymore based off
think?
just, because you wouldn't go back and delete a photo.
100%.
I want to know what people have the time to like go back and like notice, because that is some like, they need to be paid for that. Like that is truly some next level journalism. Sleuthing, paying attention, notifications on.
And it's like, you don't even get notified for deleting a photo. So people are like on there, like looking for this content.
And also like, imagine you look at her account that much that like, I would never notice that about like probably like 2 people on Instagram. Oh, you deleted a pic.
I do wonder if it's like, because she has a lot of, straight male fans, like obsessed with her, and she's a beautiful woman and very talented. But I do wonder, like, I don't think guys usually like notice that kind of stuff. So I'm like, if it was like fanboys being like, oh my gosh, yes, looking for any opportunity to say that she's broken up.
But Euphoria is so like cult following.
Yeah.
That like, I do think like every single person that's on that show, there's like girls, guys, like obsessed with their like accounts, even though they're not on the show.
Oh, I guess so. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, oh,
is Euphoria coming back?
Yes, they're filming season 3, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe that's why they're delaying the wedding. She's filming Euphoria.
I also don't trust nowadays. Like, she could very well have, I'm not saying this is true, but deleted the photo to like get in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because she has that other movie coming out that she got like negative attention for. So like, any press is good press. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And she does lean into that. She knows how to play the media game.
And what if her next thing is like, right, like with Glenn Powell. So if they're playing the media game once, she's going to play it again. And let's say she has something under wraps, like another romantic, like, you know, movie.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she want to delete the photo with him and then like play into the couple thing for the next one? Stay tuned. I'm excited for that.
It's tea.
Yeah. On to our next story. Viral sorority girl Lily Stewart was arrested for the second time, and this time with a Harvard football player. Over the weekend, cops say that the two were wandering around campus building after business hours. Lily and the Harvard football player Seamus Gilmartin were busted on a University of Georgia property around 3 a.m. Sunday morning after cops responded to the student center, which closes at midnight. According to the police report, they tried to flee the scene after they noticed the cop approaching the building. But once the officers ordered Seamus to comply, he did, and they found 2 IDs on him. One was from California and one was from New York, and they were both deemed as fakes. The athlete was charged with underage possession of alcohol, loitering, prowling, and possession of a fraudulent ID. On top of that, he is barred from the university.
Oh, tea.
Yeah. Don't forget that Lily was just arrested and her mugshot went viral. And this was because she was caught doing 84 miles per hour in a 55 zone. The cop let her off for once and then she was arrested doing it again. So for this second arrest, Lily was busted for loitering and prowling and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. According to the report, she said that she like fled away from the cops because she was out on bond from her previous arrest. Harvard declined our request for comment. We've also reached out to Gilmartin for a statement, but so far no word back. Getting arrested twice and TMZ reporting on it is iconic. Having 2 cute mugshots is also iconic. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about the Harvard guy because he just like got lost in the sauce in this one. But her going viral twice.
I love how you're like, her going viral twice is iconic. Because he was there.
No, but like.
And he's just Ken.
And he's just there. But like, imagine you get arrested, right? That's like the worst scenario for like a weekend. Really putting a damper on my weekend plans. But I went viral twice. So like.
She's another level of unbothered, I feel.
She really needs to hop on TikTok though and start like.
Making content?
Yeah, like come with me to get arrested a third time.
Nope.
Get ready with me.
Get ready with me to get. Oh no. I mean, she is stunning, and she came on TMZ Live and talked to Harvey and Charles, and she is like, she's just seems like an easygoing person.
I know.
Very personable.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah.
I could not stop watching. I was mesmerized watching the clip. If she wanted to make a career out of this fame, she could definitely do it.
Yeah, I think she just needs to hop on it soon because it's giving like 2 minutes of fame.
Yes, 100%.
Not even 15. 2 minutes of fame, and I really think she could profit off of this.
I agree.
Everyone was hating on her outfit also on TMZ Live, and I liked it. It was giving very Southern.
I was going to say, it wasn't like a puffy sleeve situation. It was like
cute.
a necklace.
Yeah, and all the comments were like really mean, but I really think she looked cute there.
I feel like comments in general are mean regardless.
That's true.
But no,
also, what would you be wearing on TMZ Live? Like,
no, genuinely, like a bikini top? Like, what did you want her to wear? Like a sorority top? Like,
I don't know. I just think this story is great because, and I'm like obsessed with it. Like even like getting arrested twice and TMZ reporting on it and like social media like exploding. Like I saw on TikTok that people were like, it made people make like carousels of like hot mug shots. And like, honestly, like she's serving compared to the other ones that are good mugshots.
I mean, thinking about, I think his name is Jerry Meeks in like the 2010s. He went viral for his mugshot and then ended up walking in like high fashion runways.
Literally.
And like, I believe getting married to
She'd
like
be like a good
fashion.
cover girl.
She would, and that's the thing. Like, she really could be successful after this. And like an example I'm thinking of is the Very Demure creator last year.
Oh,
who went viral.
Yeah.
But like this year, you know, and I think they did a video about what they did with like the money they earned, and it was like helping their family and all that. But I'm not entirely sure what they're up to this year, and because that's just the nature of social media.
Right.
You go viral, and then you have
to
a month.
profit. Yeah, it's like Hawk Tua, right?
Yes,
like
Hawk
she
Tua
goes
is another one.
viral. I mean, she's kind of like in a load of like her own troubles right now, but besides the point, like when you go viral, you have to profit and like start right away. I think she needs to get ready with me to come get arrested for a third time. She has posted some like steamy things on her Instagram, like in the past, like being like, oh, I know I'm going viral, like on her TikTok. She's like putting the mean comments, and then like there's that cute video of her in like the Santa outfit.
Right.
I think she can do content really well.
I agree.
And if you don't want to do a get ready with me to come get arrested again, I think you could do something like come with me to not get arrested. Get ready with me to go out and not get arrested.
Drive at the speed limit.
That's cute.
Not break into a building after hours.
Right.
Get ready with me
Get
to be
ready
a
with me to not break
citizen.
the law. Yeah, I love it. On to our next segment, my favorite one, called Crumbs. It's crumbs. It's crumbs. This is the part where I tell Wild a story that, like the crumbs of the internet, not necessarily like a popular story that would go on the site or like a super viral story that he would know about. It's something like really niche or like funny that I think is funny. And then you can rate if you think it's funny because he sure does. So Twitch streamer Amaranth releases robbery footage after being criticized that it never happened. On March 2nd, armed robbers entered her home and began pistol whipping her, demanding that she hand over $20 million in crypto. So in the video, on the ring cam, I'm guessing security footage, they are going to her bedroom and demanding that she find the crypto. And she's luring them to a different part of her house. And when you're watching the video, you are like, where is she taking them? What's happening? And they're like very aggressive. She sent them to a part of her house where her husband, Nick, was ready and armed with his own gun. I'm assuming they had practices in place and if this happened. When they all came in, Nick fired shots and he ended up hitting one of the intruders, prompting them to leave. In the video, you can see like one of the shooters being like, I got shot, I got shot. And the getaway driver eventually was even caught because he didn't use his turn signal.
Oh.
And on top of it, like she made it clear that she was releasing this video because so many people were like, you're lying, like this didn't happen. And like posting this to like clear any confusion, to be like, this happened to me. I'm still like very scarred from it. This is a very serious thing that happened to me. And here's the proof. And the video is just wild. But I do think like her husband being prepared for this is just like the dangers of like being I think it's very, we hear about this a lot, like especially here on Verified, like the Twitch streamers and like the people who go live, like the Kai Cenats, like the danger of like their safety is because they know where they're at all times, like I'm guessing, or know the ins and outs of their home. Like it's very interesting to me.
It does sound like the plot to a horror movie or like
Right.
a heist movie.
Right.
That is
Right.
insane. The video itself sounds like it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good crumb.
What would you rate?
On a scale of 1 to 10 or A to F?
10 means like so good.
I'd give it a 9.5.
Wow.
I'd give it, that's a good crumb. You had me hooked. I was on the edge of my seat. I was going,
The video's crazy. If you want to go on YouTube and see the video footage, you can go on YouTube. But it's crazy. This whole thing is like now people believe her.
Yeah.
I guess people could say that this was like a reenactment, but please, like, there's no way.
And can you imagine trying to like process this trauma and everyone being like, you're doing it for a clout?
But I think that's the thing. These people like make an income off of being entertaining.
For sure.
And I think if nothing entertaining is happening, some influencers, some Twitch streamers, live streamers make up stuff. So they're just like, the fans are like
automatically
on defense. Yeah. But now this video footage is just crazy.
Receipts.
Well, thanks, Chantal, for joining us the past 2 weeks. Wild will be back next week. Let us know what you think about my crumbs because I think it was a 10. 9.5 I'll take, but I think it was a 10. We'll see you guys next week.